Good evening. I just want to welcome everybody tonight and thank you for coming out to this great adventure that we're starting together. I'm Reverend Valerie Mansfield. I'm the minister here at Unity of East Louisville. And this came about really quickly, so to have you guys here, I'm so happy. So thank you, thank you. Let us open in prayer. Sweet Spirit, we say thank you. Thank you for this gathering of beautiful souls. As we begin with the intention of holding the high watch for Louisville, Kentucky. We begin with peace in our hearts. We let that spread to everyone in this room and everyone in our city. And we live in gratitude for this opportunity to participate in this prayerful meditation project. The Louisville Resident Peaceful Cities Project. As we plant seeds of peace. And so it is. Amen.
And I'll just say the opening affirmation once, and if you like, you can join me. And the affirmation is, we pray with elevated minds and open hearts. We pray with elevated minds and open hearts. And so it is. Amen.
And if you want, you can stand for our opening song, Our Thoughts, Our Prayers. And the words will be on the screen.
Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Listen to what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer. Our words are prayers, and we are always praying. Our words are prayers. Be careful what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer. Our lives are prayers, and we are always praying. Our lives are prayers. Be careful what you're doing. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer.
And now please be seated. We're going to have a video from Bethany Ganyea, who is the person that is in charge of Global Peaceful Cities.
Everyone, how are you? My name is Bethany Gagné. I'm the founding director of Numinous, the grassroots organization that is sponsoring the Louisville Residence Cities Project. And it is with deep, deep gratitude that I speak with you today. In this video, what I'd like to do is share three things with you. Number one is a brief history of the project. Number two, how the 10, 11 days are gonna roll. And then finally, I really hope that you finish watching this video and you understand how important you are to this work. Right? So really, I've been working with Dr. Katarina Reinhold, who is a professor of mathematics and statistics at the State University of New York at Albany. And Dr. Reinhold and I have been working together for years. And I often say, you know, we are basically like laying out this beautiful table, but it really doesn't matter unless people come and eat, right? So think of a big, huge holiday, beautiful table, but unless people come and eat, none of it matters. So same thing in this research, like we can do all the background stuff, but only if it's people like you who have these understandings of how their heart is connected to the whole. Only if people like you show up can we do this work. And so we're so grateful to be having this opportunity. So let me just tell you a little bit about the history, the origins of the work and how we came to be here tonight. And that is literally, it was almost 30 years ago now. I took my initial transcendental meditation training. And as I was sitting in their waiting room, I was looking through their book of all this research they had done that when a relatively small amount of people meditated, there was an overall calming effect on the whole population. And this went on, these graphs went on. And I'm going through this book and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is all we have to do. All we have to do is meditate and all these societal ills will be eased. Like, wow, like this is just a matter of time before it hits the, you know, the ether, right? Everybody knows. And I waited 5 or 6 years. And this was long before Lynn McTaggart or Joe Dispenza or any of those people. And I just kept waiting for this to happen, like for this to kind of hit the mainstream and in my naivete. And then I just decided after a while, well, I'm going to start an organization with the sole purpose of cultivating the meditators to continue this critically important research. And so that's where we came to be today. And I set about is how do you get a city to meditate? It was a big question. And each year we would do another project and we'd learn a little bit more and learn a little bit more. And when we finally hit the proper ratio of the number of meditators to the population size, then we got the measurements I always knew we could get. And that is, we found a 25% reduction in violence in Schenectady, New York, and a 30% reduction in crime in Albany, New York, okay? And so my highest hope was always to have Albany kind of build the prototype and to bring it to other cities. And it's been this incredible pleasure through the help of Tom Williams and Reverend Valerie Mansfield and the incredible group at Unity and all of our partners. Like, wow, I just, you know, people speak so highly of Louisville and I'm seeing why. So I'm just absolutely thrilled to be working with you all. So just to show you about how important you are to the whole, I want to show you something and I'll walk you through it. It is a graph. Try not to, you know, have your eyes glaze over because I'm going to make it look really straightforward. And that is that if you look at this graph and you look at this x-axis, do you see that number from 1 to 8? That is merely 8 weeks, okay? 1 week to 8 weeks. And these are the 8 weeks before there was a conference for the Transcendental Meditation Organization in 1993 in Washington, D.C. Okay, and this is just one of their incredible research studies that we are so blessed to have them have done this work. So it's 8 weeks before the conference. And if you look at this y-axis here, this is good. It says coherence creating group size. All that means is the group of meditators, okay? And so you can see it's written in green. And if you follow this green line, you will see that this number goes up, right? So approximately there were almost 4,000 meditators in this study. And so over the 8 weeks, more and more people came into Washington, D.C. in 1993, doing the meditations for peace, and they get to the end here. And then if you'll see that this y-axis on the right is actually the change in crime. So it's a percent change in homicides, rapes, and assaults that were happening in Washington, D.C. during that time. So if you see that this kind of tan line, brown line is kind of going down. So look at this. Isn't this interesting? That as the number of meditators are going up, the percent drop in crime is also going up, actually down, right? So basically this direct relationship between the number of meditators and the decrease in crime. Do you see how important you are to the whole? Do you see how for the next 10 days you might say, oh, it doesn't really matter if I show up? Yes, it does. Okay, yes, it does. And understand that the old professor I worked with, he said to me to help me get my head around this, he said, Bethany, these results are off the charts. And in fact, what they say is that the chance of this ever happening by chance is less than 2 in 1 billion, that this could ever be done by chance. So some people have said to me, well, the TM organization has done it all. Why are you bothering? And I say, because are we exhibiting this? Are we demonstrating this? Are we living this? Do we understand who we are? That we don't have to feel victimized by what's going on around us, that we can invite blessings to an area and to see a percent drop. It's a beautiful thing. It's an absolutely beautiful thing. And I want you to understand how important you are to this work. Because quite honestly, as the old professor told me, most people have to go through 4 paradigm shifts before they can get the fact that their intentions actually have impact in the world around us. So for those few of us that understand how this works, we need to come together. We need to hold space because a lot of people just aren't at this level of understanding, and that's fair. My hope for this research was that I would be able to provide opportunities to empower people on who they are in the etheric. In fact, it was years ago where my heart was closed, and it was a prayer research study that opened my heart to the fact that there could be something beyond me and to re-engage with a divine loving intelligence. So it's the spirit behind this of, can we leave breadcrumbs in the sand for future generations to follow? Can we understand what is this phenomenon? Can everyday ordinary people do it? Not just people trained in advanced meditation, but the common folk, can we do it? And our research has so far shown, yes, we're in the beginning stages. This is seminal research, but we won't know until we do it. And we can't do it unless people like you who have these understandings actually become part of the sacred mission to do this work. So I'm gonna move on now really quickly to some of the questions that people have on how this is going to roll. Essentially, if you go to peacefulcities.org, we will send you an email every day. At the top of the email will be a 20-minute meditation. And all you need to do is click on that and get quiet and follow, open your heart, send blessings, you're good, right? So that's the one thing. It's gonna be sent out from September 11th to September 21. And we invite people to participate at either 7 a.m., 12 noon, or 7 p.m. Now that's ideal. If you can't make one of those times, please do it anytime. But the idea that there's something called a dosage effect, that the more we dose, the more we give, we come together in the etheric, the more of an impact that we'll have. So 7 a.m., 12 noon, 7 p.m. Also, other question is, can anyone participate? Do you have to be in Louisville? No, you don't, because we're all connected in the field. It's completely irrelevant on where you are. I remember years ago, I got this beautiful letter and someone wrote in a small check and this note, and it basically said, I live in Australia. I don't know anyone from Albany, New York. A friend of mine told me about your work, and I've had tears coming down my face as I've been sending blessings to people in Albany, New York. And that just showed me the rare opportunities that this research provides, this rare opportunity to open these sacred doors within us. And there she was, feeling the love for humanity, for people, strangers on the other side of the globe. And if peace is ever going to happen, it's that level of sweetness that we need to be able to access regularly. And this encouraging people from other parts of the globe to beam in helps contribute to that brotherly love. So let's see, it'll be a 20-minute meditation. So schedule your morning accordingly if you do it in the morning. It's also a double-blind research project. So this is our very first year with this protocol. And we're doing this for many reasons, but understand that in the end, the focus area that we're going to choose is dependent on a couple things. One, the number of meditators, and two, the numbers to work with. You need a robust number to work with if we're going to reduce it, right? If the numbers were really small, there's nowhere to reduce it, right? So, years ago, Dr. John taught me, that we need to go with the higher numbers. So we're going to choose that, and basically nobody's going to know what the focus area is. Okay, so all we're gonna do is a symbol that represents the focus area. Nobody will know until it's released, the results are released with Dr. Reinhold after she analyzes the data. So then why can this happen? Because this is who we are, that there is a portion of you that fire can't burn, that water can't get wet. There is a portion of you that is non-local, that is far beyond the five senses. And we are employing our larger nature, our larger wisdom, our larger understanding, and saying we're going to send peace to this area that has been represented in the etheric, and we're going to send blessings to that area. This is not a new concept. It's actually used a lot with things called remote viewing, things like that. So, but know that this is the type of changes that our lives shift a little bit when we come to understand that this is the level that we're playing at, okay? Understand that your nervous system lets in less than 1% of the reality around you, right? We have these five senses that basically cripple us into small auditory bands, small visual bands, whatever. There's this whole larger nature. There's this whole story going on all around us all the time. And because of our nervous system, we've kind of crippled ourselves. And what this work does is enable us to bring in that larger nature, that pure positive energy, that when we take our last breath from this world and we emerge into our larger nature, like we're just starting to work from that. Okay, so understand that that's what I wanted with all of this work, is to empower each of us to really work at the full capacity of who we are. Okay, so I believe I said everything else. Is again, the goal is to empower people, right? So there's that. Now, finally, I want to tell you about the benefits, the goodies that you're going to experience by participating in the Peace Project. And I know this because we've been at this for years, and we're already reporting some of these effects with the volunteers in Louisville, okay? This is the sweetness. This is what keeps me going. This is the truth of who we are. And when we touch these spaces, we become highly resilient. We become more loving, more fun-loving. We start to remember that we're supposed to hold this world lightly and not be my attitude is I never felt like I wanted to be here and feel like a kicked puppy or a hurt puppy, right? That's not the truth of who we are. Who we are these infinite creatures, these infinite beings, and coming into command of that and becoming aware of that in our everyday lives creates this incredible resilience and happiness. So what happened was people would participate in peace projects, and by the end, they'd be like, the word would be crazy happy. Like they'd be crazy happy by the end of the peace project, especially when we used to do it for a month. It would help people move through places in their lives where they were like emotionally trapped and things like that. And so by us moving into the nervous system, by us opening the heart every day, by us expanding the field into our larger nature, what happens is you get happy for no good reason. Like basically nothing could change in your external world, but because you're now kind of, filling your own well with the infinite beauty that you are, with the real you, basically, then happiness is incredibly increases. There's no magic here, but we did measure it up to an 84% in happiness in just 8 days. This study is going to be a little bit longer. So, again, we're not measuring this time due to lack of funding. Funding for this can be really challenging. Most people are not inspired to give money to adults sitting on their behinds, sending intentions. So funding has been a little bit difficult, but so we're unable to measure at this time. But that being said, I guarantee you that over time, over the 8 or 10 days, what I want you to do is to take a moment and to notice each day how you might be feeling a little bit lighter, how you might think of an old challenge and suddenly notice that you're approaching it from a different perspective. There's nothing magical going on there. All you're doing is you're getting calibrated to the field. You're literally lifting off burdens off your heart. You're expanding your energy field as you widen your awareness about being your brother's keeper and sister's keeper, and you are coming into the full breadth of who you are, and you can't help but feel beauty and fabulousness. And when you start doing that, you realize it was there all along. Like there's nothing magical going on here. This is like we've been holding a buoy underwater, and when you let go of the buoy, it comes up with so much force, it was there all along. So I'm encouraging you as you go through each day, allow yourself to feel the lightness. Allow yourself to feel yourself shifting in your relationship to the field of divine love. Allow yourself to feel nourished in it. Allow yourself to feel the luxury of love, right? Because love is infinite. we are the only ones who block it, okay? Understand that love goes on and on and on and on. And it's how much can we tolerate, endure feeling bliss? How much can we endure feeling loved? How much can we endure feeling sweetness and beauty and gorgeousness? And people think that that's not, oh, isn't she, like I joke about people kind of making fun of me over the years, like, isn't she cute? All her love and light. And she thinks like it'll make a difference. No, what you understand is that beauty is palpable, that gorgeousness is real. It's a solid place within you. It creates incredible resilience. And there's nothing, it's the truth of who you are. And unfortunately, in our culture, nobody tells us the truth of who we are. We're constantly being told of who we're supposed to be and how we're supposed to behave or whatever. But what if you just kind of came in and you reconnected to the you of you, the you that's connected, the you that came here for a sacred mission, possibly even to do part of this work, right? And so my hope is that you take that journey with you, even after you finish the Peace Project. We're hoping to do more work after this Peace Project. But because there's so much research we need to do to leave for the next generation, why should they meander in the dark so long the way we have, when we can leave breadcrumbs in the sand to keep this going? So I want you to just, in closing, don't see what happens is people say, oh, well, that happened, and then it didn't stay, it didn't last. So it wasn't real. Oh, no, it was real. We just need to cultivate the discipline of being able to maintain it, right? It's like tuning an instrument, right? So you can tune the instrument, but the instrument will get, out of tune if you don't keep tuning it. Or going to the gym. You wouldn't just go to the gym once and assume that you'd stay at the gym, right? No, we need to practice moving, staying, getting into command of our nervous system, coming into a command of our energy field, and to hold these beautiful spaces over time. And one of the side benefits of that is that when you're calibrated to the field, more synchronicities happen, more beauty happens, you get to work less hard and you get to enjoy things more. And things work out better for you because you don't have so many blocks between you and the field. So I hope I've inspired you to participate, how important you are to the whole, how much we can leave breadcrumbs for the next generation, which has always been my goal for my own children. I wanted to empower them. I want them to know who they are so that they don't have to wait. And then finally, you get to go on this gorgeous journey within your own heart. And I would love to hear about whatever you uncover, whatever you explore, whatever what's the word I want? Spontaneous kind of ahas that happen. Feel free to write me somehow through the website, and I would love to hear your progress. And thank you so much, Louisville. You guys are amazing. I mean, to have a city with a charter for compassion. I mean, I've just been so impressed with working with the people of Louisville. And someday I hope to be there in person and meet you all in person. Thank you all so much. Please participate and share this with as many people as possible. We need this work for the future. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you, Bethany. Now, Dawn's going to play us a beautiful song.
With a little more light, please. I know you can. The dimmer knob, that you have to push that in. There you go. I dreamed of rain and the rains came, soft and easy, sweet and clear. I dreamed of rain and the rains came, and peace spread over the land. I dreamed of summer and the winds changed, and the green was easy, and the rivers ran clear. I dreamed of summer and the winds changed, and peace spread over the land. And the flowers bloom in the desert, and the air is fresh and clear. I I dreamed of summer and the winds changed and peace spread over the land. I dreamed of freedom and the moon rose and the way was easy and the path was clear. I dreamed of freedom and the moon rose and peace spread over the land. And the guardian stars are shining and the night is bright and clear. I dreamed of freedom and the moon rose and peace spread over the land. I dreamed of heaven and the earth sang, and the sound was easy and the song was clear. I dreamed of heaven and the earth sang, and peace spread over the land. And the ancient pain is forgotten, and the Father's love is clear. I dreamed of heaven and the earth sang, and peace spread over the land. I dreamed of rain and the rains came, soft and easy, sweet and clear. I dreamed of rain and the rains came, and peace spread over the land. And peace spread over the land.
Thank you, Don Watson. Now we're going to have Judd Hendricks from Interfaith Path to Peace, who's one of our sponsors, join us.
Well, thank you. Can you all hear me okay? Yeah. What an honor. Thank you, Valerie, and Suzanne, and all the folks that have put all this together. What a beautiful project, right? Like, it was so inspiring to hear all that. Yeah, my name's Judd Hendricks. I'm with Interfaith Paths to Peace, and I want to talk to you about three things: states of consciousness, stages of consciousness, and structures. Because I want to ground all of this beautiful spiritual awareness and consciousness into what does that mean after we get off the cushion? And there's this concept, spiritual bypassing. Y'all know about that? Where we bliss out and have these beautiful conscious experiences, and yet it doesn't integrate into our actions for structural change. So that's one of the things I just want to, all of this that they're talking about with when we meditate and drop into a field of unity, of awareness that we are all from the same source, that we are all connected, that our intentions in the subtle realm of energy change things, I fully believe. And the research shows that that's true, and I believe it. And I've looked into the research on this because I first started thinking, this is a little, I don't know. So I did some research on it, and it's like valid. Like I'm trying to finish my PhD at Bellarmine University in education and social change. So I'm very interested in like quantitative, qualitative, scientific information and how that influences us and shapes us. So I was interested in that, so I looked at it. And it's real, and I believe it's real because I've had experiences where that is very true for me. The challenge becomes, how do we translate this state of consciousness where we feel at one with everybody, to actual actions where we're changing the structures that create opportunities and environments where violence is going to happen. And I think that's what's really important. I was meeting with a group of black pastors earlier this week, talking to them about this project. And you can imagine what they thought. Well, that's really beautiful that that you all are getting together to meditate, and probably a lot of white people are getting together to meditate, and it's going to increase your happiness, right? Like it does. And then they ask the question, what difference is that going to make about poverty in West Louisville, where the impacted communities live? Where the impacted communities that are experiencing this violence that we're talking about, homicides, rape, what they call community violence, physical violence against people, where is that happening? What's happening in impacted communities, which are 75 to 80% in Louisville black communities. And the black pastors are like, that's great. I hope that works. And then they ask the question, so how is that going to change poverty, hunger, environmental decay in their communities that they think are actually the cause of violence? That these underlying structural issues create environments where violence becomes prevalent. And those are the questions. How do we move states of consciousness to structural change? And I think that's really the only message. I believe in all of that. It is true that meditating, sending intentions, changes and harmonizes us with one another on an interpersonal level. But then after that's over, does that change the structures? If you overlay, there's a map where they overlay food deserts and food insecurity. And in Louisville, if you overlay that with the homicide rate, there's like an 80% correlation, not just connection, a correlation between hunger and violence. Right? So another thing we can do is ask the question when we get off the mat, how am I going to change food insecurity in West Louisville? So that's the connections that we have to make between the mat and the street. We have to connect the mat and the street. And that's the beautiful opportunity. There's so much interesting stuff happening in these weeks that one of the things I want to tell you about on September 20th, on a Tuesday, we're doing a Spirit in Action collaborative down at the Catholic Enrichment Center to address community violence. And so we want to invite all of you to come. It's an all day long. We're inviting spiritual leaders and spiritual communities, religious communities, to come into the West Louisville and meet social innovators that are actually doing things in their communities to address gun violence. So pray, sit on your mat, meditate. It works. It's true. And come down to West Louisville and sit and talk with other people doing that work to change the structures of their community. All of that is what it's going to take, I think, to reduce violence in Louisville. So I hope you'll come. There's also a Black Pastors Meet once a month on Friday at Brianna Square at 12 o'clock. The next one is September 18th. And I would invite you to come with them. They're praying for their community. They're engaged in their communities. And so I would also invite you to come. It's in this week that all of this is happening. So I hope you'll sit and pray and meditate for your 20 minutes. And I hope you'll come down and support our Black pastors in West Louisville that are engaged in that work. Yeah, I'm sorry, question.
Where can we learn more about that September 20th event? Is it online?
Yeah, if you go to Interfaith Paths to Peace, you'll see there's a flyer and you have to register for it. It's an all-day event. Would love for you all to come. It's from 9 to 3 o'clock at the Catholic Enrichment Center off Broadway. And we're inviting religious and spiritual leaders from Louisville to come and participate in that. So, thank you so much for being here. And this is an amazing project. I have no doubt that violence will reduce. My hope is that it will stay low because we're also addressing structural issues. Thank you all for being a part of that.
It's always nice to have Judd join us because it is about action too, and we know that. And so thank you for sharing what's going on that we can be a part of and take action to continue to lower the violence in our city, because it does take each and every one of us in whatever way that we can be there. So.
World Day of Prayer is from the Daily Word. I hold the high watch as I pray. With a faith-filled and thankful heart, I align my thoughts and feelings with spiritual truth. From this peaceful, powerful place, I hold the high watch as I pray. When praying with people I know, I visualize them healthy and vibrant. I see them at peace with all their needs met. My vision becomes a living prayer as I affirm their innate divinity. Broadening my view, I focus on the well-being of all people, all the world's creatures, and our earth home. I envision the vibrations of my heartfelt prayer reaching everywhere as I rest in the peace of God. As I touch the peace and perfection of God, the oneness I feel lifts my consciousness and raises the vibration of health, love, and life for everyone touched by my prayerful blessing. And then from the scripture reading, Colossians 4, verse 2. Devote yourselves to prayer, keeping alert in it with thanksgiving.
Thank you, Carol. And now we have Geshi Rapkia from the Dipang Demoman Center for Engaging Compassion. You know, you guys that know me know I can't even speak English, so there you go. Here he is for say a few words. And I practiced it and got it right.
Great. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for giving this great opportunity to this event. My name is Geshi Ravjer, and he's spelling Geshi Ravjer, from the Bongoma Center for Engaging Compassion in Louisville. Behalves in water, she is direct. So I'm so glad to hear tonight. I know this project is great. And so I'm personally always believe we're talking about the peaceful world and, making peace and happiness. It always depends to start from individual level, which is, small communities and different individual people to engage, to, do something for daily meditations and studies and reflections and so everything. That is, I thought is this great project. And so I just want to explain for you tonight is my daily prayer is traditional, very common prayer. We have like a daily prayer. We say, may all sentient beings be happy and happiness. May all beings have happiness and cause of happiness. When we pray this, daily in our practice, and we just say these words, may all beings have happiness and cause of happiness. We try to understand and reflect on this cause of happiness, cause of peaceful mind, which is we find out is the best on to commitment to non-harming, and then to engage to practice loving kindness and compassion. That is we call it, cause of happiness. And another prayer we say, may all sentient beings free from suffering and cause of suffering, which is the same when we say this prayer and also meditate and reflect on these words. What is the cause of suffering? Its cause of suffering is based on the violence, violence, and then we hurt each other, harm each other, and then engage to actions, these negative mental afflictions. We call ignorance, hatred, and attachment, and this all is we find out the cause of suffering. Cause of suffering, and we're talking about here is 20 minutes daily meditations. I hope people can reflect on that. It's cause of happiness, a cause of suffering, and then is we conclusion when we do meditation, and we try to understand the disadvantages of this cause of suffering, and then also the advantages of the cause of happiness. And then we can, the next prayer we say, may all beings have happiness and cause of happiness. May all beings be free from suffering and cause of suffering. May all beings never lose the happiness beyond all suffering. Then it's conclusion. And then may all beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment, aversions, which is the beginning the practitioners to meditate on these words, which is talking about equanimity. Equanimity meaning is we try to understand ourselves and others equally, want to happiness, don't want to suffer. It's like exactly same, it's our souls, one individual souls. We don't want to hurt somebody, we don't want any suffering. And same exactly in this room, how many people we have. No matter is what belief differences, and no matter what is background, is young and old, we know is equally, we all same. We all want happiness, don't want any kind of suffering. And that is my daily practice, and also, I think everything. When I pray this way, always reflect and meditate on these words, and then trying to move my, first is just study my level, from me to trying to be peaceful and, benefit for others and whoever, and then trying to engage to practice loving kindness, compassion, and so on. So thank you. That is I want to share you all, and then Louisville Zen Center for Engage Compassion, maybe many of you don't know, but we have some lot of things and do some in community, our community, and then maybe you all have this piece. The people, and then we have coming is September 21st. I have some, we call this 12 days tour piece, which is have 10 days, many different activities, and then first one on the, what we call bridge, is this here, and then have some candle lights, and then I hope you can join all, and then we have more information. You can go in our website, and thank you. Thank you.
Yes, there on the 21st of September, we will close with their opening of prayer and their activities. And now Dawn's going to sing When I Pray as we get ready for meditation, and we will have a meditation.
pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my love go deeper, my love go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my love go deeper, my love go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God.
Today's meditation is going to be a meditation that has been recorded for the series. Rebecca from Integrative Mind, who's one of our partners, our chaplain, and here with us today.
Good evening, everyone. And if you'd like to join me in meditation, so let's just prepare ourselves now. If you'd like to close your outer eyes. And just make sure you're in a comfortable position. And just taking some nice, comfortable, cleansing breaths. As you breathe in, bring that breath all the way down into your abdomen. Allow it to expand. And then exhale. Just letting go of any thoughts or agendas. Just let those all go. Let them go for now. As you breathe into the body, feel the calmness move through your body. Feel it moving to the top of your head, flowing down through your eyes, flowing down through your neck and shoulders. Just relaxing all the muscles there, continuing down through your body. And continue to focus on your breathing, following it throughout your body as well. Moving down through your arms and into your hands. And just let your hands relax. Allow the calm to flow down further through your legs. Let your legs relax. Flowing all the way down into your feet. And let your feet relax. And breathe. Calm, quiet, noticing any thoughts, becoming quiet and still, finding peace within. Within your heart, within your mind and body, as you breathe. And as we continue to focus on our cleansing and relaxed breathing, follow your breath into your heart center. There. Feel that beautiful healing light that's always present within your heart. Here we find peace. We find the presence of love, compassion, kindness, caring. As you bask in the light of your heart, feel there in your heart. See in your mind those you love. Your family, your friends. Extend the light of your heart to each of their hearts, connecting to them all in this present moment. Feeling that love, peace, and the presence of a higher source of love. Whatever that source of higher love is for you, whatever you call it, allow it to be. Now notice the light of that love and peace moving further beyond your family, your friends, connecting and uniting with the citizens of Louisville, Kentucky, allowing that love to affect and connect with all hearts in this city. Sending thoughts of peaceful solutions, actions for the good of all, coming together in community. Our affirmation for Louisville. Together, we envision and are thankful for a 25% reduction or better of crime and violence in the focus area of Louisville, Kentucky. We affirm the release of all discord as limiting ancestral beliefs are dissolved. We join in affirming this energy and transmuted into love and peaceful solutions for all people, inspiring loving kindness, compassion, and understanding. We envision neighbors enjoying themselves, treating each other with gentleness and a deep respect. We affirm new creativity and vitality emerging for all as love delightfully expands to nourish all. Extend those words and feelings of peace into the Louisville, Kentucky area. Feel them. And feel your light filled with the intention of peace, moving and expanding even beyond the Louisville, Kentucky area, expanding to reach across the United States and beyond into all countries, sending peace into every heart. Continue to breathe and feel in your heart space these visions, these peaceful solutions. See your light as a curtain of love and peace expanding across the earth, blessing the earth, her resources, animals, people, and expanding further into the universe that we are a part of. The sun, the moon, planets, the higher vibrations of all there is. Releasing this to the infinite intelligence of the I Am presence, to God, to our source. Continue to breathe into your heart space. and simply be at one. With all hearts, with peace, beginning in your heart. And now bring your light back into yourself, little by little, just as you expanded it out into the room, out into Louisville. Leave that peace out across our city and our world, but bring your light back into your heart. Bring back with you your own sense of how you would like to activate those peaceful solutions in your own life, in your own surroundings. Imagine those taking place. We see the best and highest outcome of peace for all. No matter the outer appearance, we believe in peace. And we give this vision of great peace to the infinite intelligence of spirit. And so it is. As our meditation comes to a close, our spiritual centers will continue to expand with love and peace, sharing that with others around us. And begin to come back into the room, taking some deep cleansing breaths. Welcome back. And may peace remain with you, friends.
Thank you. The symbol that you see is the symbol that will come with your meditations to be your focal point for the area of Louisville. And if you're open, if you do the meditation with your eyes open, you can focus on the bird in the middle. And now we're going to have Dave Kemp come up, and we're going to he's going to read the affirmation for the project, and we're going to say it together just to reaffirm who we are in this process.
Thank you, Valerie. Thank everyone for coming out tonight. This is an important night. And Louisville's my home city, and we're making a difference as we sit here tonight. And the Louisville Resident Cities Peace Project affirmation is, together we envision and are thankful for a 25% reduction or better of crime in the focus area of Louisville, Kentucky. We affirm the release of all discord as limiting ancestral beliefs are dissolved. We join in affirming this energy is transmuted into love and peaceful solutions for all people. inspiring loving kindness, compassion, and understanding. We envision neighbors enjoying themselves and treating each other with gentleness and deep respect. We affirm new creativity and vitality emerging for all as love delightfully expands to nourish all. So it is.
I pray you be our eyes and watch us where we go, and help us to be wise in times when we don't know. Let this be our prayer as we go our way. Lead us to a place, guide us with your grace, to a place where we'll be safe. I pray we'll find your light and hold it in our hearts. When stars go out each night, remind us where you are. Let this be our prayer when shadows fill our day. Lead us to a place, guide us with your grace, give us faith so we'll be safe. We ask that life be kind and watch us from above. We hope each soul will find another soul to love. Let this be our prayer, just like every child needs to find a place. Guide us with your grace, give us faith so we'll be safe. Needs to find a place, guide us with your grace, give us faith so we'll be safe.
Thank you, Don Watson. I just want to take a moment to do some acknowledgments. And before we go through the PowerPoint, where is she? Suzanne. Yeah. She said yes, and she has made this happen. And so I just want to say thank you. Suzanne, she serves on our board, and she told me about this, and I said, okay, and then she's done all this. And so I bless you. And then to Kathy and our chaplains, thank you all. Today is Unity's World Day of Prayer. God is good always. Just, it fell right in line with everything else that was going on in the universe. And And it was like, well, we need to do a kickoff, and we wanted to do it on Sunday, but the big table's going on, and we need to go to that. So we decided, okay, well, it's World Day of Prayer. Kathy, we don't have anything planned yet. We're doing this. So here we are. So thank you, Kathy, and all the chaplains for being here and participating in our World Day of Prayer event. All right, now, so acknowledgments. Bethany Gayan, who is the founder and director of Numerous, the sponsor of the Louisville Resident City Peace Project. Dr. Carlin Reinhold, who's the professor of mathematics and statistics at State University of New York of Albany, the Global Peaceful Cities Project. Thank you. And then we have thanks to all these folks. Unity of East Louisville, I love you guys. The Passionate Earth and Spirit Center, the Dre Pung Goman Center, Interfaith Path to Peace, thank you, Judd. I know you had to go out. Tom Williams, we love you. Harry Pickens did the background music for the meditations that you will be hearing over the next 10 days. First Unitarian Church, thank you. Integrative Mind, thank you, Rebecca. The Louisville Zen Center. Roland Archigon? Action Gun, okay. Louisville Mindfulness Center, the Hope Bus. Louisville Community of Mindful Living, Highland Baptist Church, St. William's Catholic Church, Community-Supported Acupuncture, the Troubadours of Divine, Peace on Earth by 2030 Games. We are going to have a Louisville Post Center. The Jewish Association of Spirituality and Dreams, the Quakers, Louisville Salt Cave, Yoga East, Spirit of Sophia, St. Matthew's Episcopal Church, Kentucky Grace Inner Peace Retreat Center, and Peace Birds by Chris. Unity Worldwide Ministries, Unity of Louisville, and Unity of Lexington. We are all joining together in this project. And I thank each and every one of you. Now you got to go. I'm going to invite you to go and tell all your friends. Invite everyone you know to participate. Our goal is 3,500 meditators. We can do this. I know we can, because we are powerful. We are the leaders in this community. And I thank each and every one of you. Sign up if you haven't, peacefulcities.org. There's some flyers in the back. Maybe we still have some. There's maybe some doves left. If you didn't get a peace dove, please get one, a peace bird. And we're going to end with a traditional unity prayer for protection. One of our chaplains is going to do that. And then the peace song. And I won't make you all hold hands, but we usually do.
We're all going to say this together. It's the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Now there is peace on earth, and now it begins with me. Now there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, united all are we. Now we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Peace has begun with me, and this is the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternal.